Hey guys, it's Cauliflower, and today I have a tag video for you. I know it's been a hot minute since I've done yet another tag video, but I thought this one was important to do. I've been seeing it go on a lot in my community, my Facebook friends that are doing this tag, and no one's tagged me per se, but it's always a general thing when you make a tag video. Somebody always says, oh, and everybody else can do it too, and so therefore I take that up, and I tell everybody in my videos too, if you want to do it, but so anyway, the tag is the secret life of a YouTuber tag, which in itself is ridiculous. The secret life of a YouTuber. Like, we're going to give out some weird confession or something. I don't even know. But the reason I'm doing this is because it's been going around like hotcakes, seriously. And it's going around in the more, shall I say, non-mainstream YouTuber community where it's not the, over 10K. Well, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are. And let me just say this. I'm sure there are people out there that are in the 10K and above group that are doing this tag because, of course, everybody wants to know everything they can ever know about a popular YouTuber. But for us little underdogs, we just do it just because we want to and because we want to get to know each other in the community. Hence the reason I'm doing this tag. I've talked enough. All right, so first question is, how long have you been on YouTube? Well, I've had my YouTube account since January of 2009, but I didn't start making videos until April. I'm looking at my screen over here to help me out. April 4th, 2012. So technically now I've been on for 2 years. It's going to be 3 very soon, which I can't even believe. Yeah, and it was a very awkward thing when I started, but I started because I really just thought it was pretty cool. People were making videos about products and talking about makeup, and I was like, I do that anyway, so why not? Anyway, next question. At what point do you think you'll stop? At what point do I think I'll stop? That's funny because, there are many times that I've said, I gotta stop doing this. This isn't worth it. You get that way in the very, very beginning when you first start and you put all your efforts out there and you're like, why isn't anyone commenting? Why isn't anyone subscribing? Why isn't anyone giving me love? Why isn't anybody just wanting to do everything? And it's hard. It really is. So I would say that I'm not feeling like anytime soon. I mean, I think we all know when we've had enough of something that we've done too much, or we think that it really is kind of time to pack it in, and I don't feel that way yet, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I probably won't ever. You're just going to have to put up with me until I'm 100 and still applying makeup and talking about coupons. That's what you're going to have to deal with. Oh well. Anyway, next question. What's the best thing about YouTube? The best thing about YouTube. I think YouTube gave everybody their 15 minutes worth of fame. I think what it is it's called YouTube for a reason. It's basically you have now this person or this, now I guess you can be an icon of your own, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't want to say celebrity because a lot of people take that out of context. I think it is because you're able to just give content that you want to talk about, that you think is interesting, and people choose to watch you, which I think is awesome. I know when YouTube began, it was like you could only be in this community if you were making, videos and 10 million billion people were watching you and you were interesting and all that. Now anybody can do a video. Anybody can make a video about anything, and I think it's good. That's the good part. They also want to know what the bad part is. That anybody can make a video. Let me just say something. When I first started, I thought this was like, wow, you really need to be on your game when you're doing anything that has to do with YouTube, that you need to do the right stuff. And I still feel that way, and I know I'm not 100% of the time. In fact, if I'm on my game 50%, I'm happy. But there are people out there that make videos, and I shake my head and I go, oh boy. The thing is that it's YouTube, not them-tube, not everyone-tube, not let's all churn out the same video tube. It's YouTube. It means you. It means you specifically, individually. And I don't know why so many people think that they need to make the same videos as everybody else. Not saying that, I'm not talking about as a community where everybody likes to do favorites and empties and that kind of a thing. I'm saying once you adopt something on your channel, stop making the same type of videos everybody else is making. If somebody's talking about a product, oh look, I love this Tarte Lip Surgence. And then somebody watches your video and in about 5 minutes they're like, oh look, I like this Tarte Lip Surgence. And they've never even heard of Tarte Lip Surgence. You'll know it. I think that people lose their individuality. And on that note, I think everybody really needs to kind of like hone in and just remember why you started in the first place. And don't be a carbon copy of everybody else. That's my rant. All right, next question is, oh, the worst thing, and what do you do to make it okay? What can I do but just be myself? I can do nothing else and just give my opinion every once in a while. Other than that, really, honestly, I don't really pay too much attention. I talk to other people about things, and yeah. I know a lot of people say the worst thing about YouTube is the comments section, but, you know, it's going to be that it's a constant. Like I said, it's a carbon copy. Everybody's answer is the YouTube comments section. It is. Part of it is, you know, people can be just downright nasty. Downright personal, downright nasty, but you got to feel downright sad for them. And the reason behind that is because they're doing it for one of so many reasons. Jealousy, they're bored, they're under the age of 13 and they're not allowed to be on YouTube, or they're really just somebody who's out there who's making videos and they're scared that you're going to climb that subscriber line and possibly, you know, past them, because there's not enough people in the world to subscribe to everybody. Everybody needs them, you know, just all coming to their channel and they're the best in the world. No. Anyway, moving on. Okay, how many thumbnail options do you usually take? It depends. I'm a critic of myself, so I think I look stupid in about 75% of my videos and pictures. No, usually about one or two. I'm usually doing back-to-back videos, and so I'll take one or two beforehand of the video I'm about to shoot. So it usually is whatever looks the best. And hi, it's time for a photo shoot. Let me take about 75 different versions of my face. I mean, how many different pictures of yourself can, although I have a lot. Never mind, moving on. Okay. YouTuber crush. YouTuber crush. The thing is I watch a lot of females. I watch one male not often, and it's Wayne Goss, and yes, he's a very good-looking man, but do I have a YouTube crush on him? Not really. I think Shane Dawson is cute, but I don't have a YouTube crush on him because I think he's arrogant. I really don't. Oh, actually, I'll say Nicola Foti. He is from Soundly Awake, and he's hysterical, and I love him, and I think he's quite, I don't know how to put this. He's not your generic handsome guy, but he's so appealing. Like, I guess it's his humor. So maybe I'll say him. Yeah. All right. Next is, who's on your collab wish list? Oh, there are a lot on my collab wish list. And you know what? I like to collab with people that are like me, that are not in the big 10K, 20K, 30K. If I had to pick one person to do a collab with that is in those big mainstream numbers, it would be Graveyard Girl. I absolutely love her. I think she can do no wrong. I think she is one of the most unique people on this earth. And I find her funny, I find her goofy, I find her enjoyable, and everything she does is interesting, and I like her take on things, and I don't think she's like your typical cookie cutter YouTube beauty vlogger guru, however you want to call them, whatever. I love her. So I would definitely say her. I would definitely say Vanessa from Vat is Red. I love her. I think she's awesome. Her sarcasm is just very similar to mine. And then there's the newer people I've met. I have done Of course, I've done collabs with people I've met, you know, when I first started. My good friend Nikki D, I've done a collab with. Of course, my friend Just Liz, and we still do that. I would do it with Nikki Murphy. I would do it with Erica from Get Fit with Fish. I would do it with Jessy Sanford. I would do it with a bunch of ladies that I'm getting to know now. And I will list them down below who I'm talking about, because I'm naming names and you probably don't know anybody I'm mentioning it outside of Graveyard Girl. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Where'd you go? What are you wearing on your bottom half? Why is this important? Really? I don't know who came up with this tag to begin with. Why is it important of what people are wearing? Okay, really? Here you go. Leggings and boot slippers, that's what I'm wearing. Isn't that interesting? Isn't your day better now because you know that? Anyway, moving on. How long until you actually hit or click record? Okay. First, I turn on the camera, make sure that it's not doing its wonderful blurry thing, and yeah, after I hit it a couple of times, I just go. I have no script. I just go. There's no time limit. It's like boop, done. There it is. Okay. How do you feel about the YouTube community and culture? YouTube community. Okay. Well, it says YouTube community, not exactly the beauty community, but I fall under certain categories. And here's what I think I fall under. I fall under the beauty community because I talk about 85% about beauty. I fall under the freebie coupon community because a lot of it also has to do with that. I also would fall under the lifestyle community because I talk about other things, and I have a daughter, obviously. In a whole, as far as YouTube is concerned, I think, again, like I said before, there needs to be a lot less of people trying to copy what everybody else is doing as far as being successful on YouTube. I don't know what that means. I think that in a whole, it's just like it is when you go out there and you try to meet friends. Let's say you go to a bar and there's people there and you find maybe some of them interesting and some of them you wouldn't even go near. And you wouldn't know until you actually walked up to them and talked to them or spent time with them or what have you. And the funny part is the ones you thought that you really wanted to get to know, you find out you don't want to know so much anymore, and the ones you don't even give the time of day are so much worth your time than anybody. And I think there is the distinction on YouTube. What you think you're going to always love, and they're going to love you back, and unfortunately it doesn't always work out that way. And I think unfortunately for a lot of people that start YouTube, they're thinking right off the bat they're going to be overnight sensations, or they're going to get as big as some of these big gurus, and then they think that the bigger gurus are going to be like den mothers to them, and it doesn't work out that way. I think in a whole, YouTube is a great platform to expose whatever issue or passion you have. I think it's wonderful for that. What I don't like about YouTube is that, unfortunately, just like people out in the world, there are people out there, just like in religion, just like in politics, just like in any community you're in, they have an opinion and they're going to make it known. And if they make it known, they make it known, unfortunately, in black and white, where you can't erase it. Well, you can delete it, but you can't take it out of your mind once you read it. And unfortunately, if you don't have thick skin, or if you don't have a sense of humor, or if you're kind of a person that is very sensitive, and unfortunately, God forbid if you are, imagine if you have feelings about things, right away you are labeled. I don't like that. I don't think that there should be so many labels. I don't think that there should be so many people with these qualifying opinions about other people and how they do things and why they do things. And I think people should just be people, sans the unhuman part, the inhuman part, the part that makes them think that they know everything and they are just, what do you know? You're not, that's not the way you should put that on. Or what do you know? That doesn't even cost that much. What do you know? I think that people that get behind these screens really are just sitting there and watching and going, oh, well, they can do that, but whatever, I'm better. If you're better at it, go ahead. More power to you. I compete with no one. I believe that everybody is basically who they are. They have either a wonderful following, they have great supporters, or some people are just digging and wondering why they don't have all this, just enamored people around them, and why people are not just loving them. Maybe because you're not loving yourself enough, and that shows through these cameras. Believe me, I know I was one of those people that didn't love themselves enough to even want to give people. So, in a whole YouTube community, it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, and you have to be very selective and very careful in what you do. And I do believe that it's important to be real, be honest, feel. It's okay to feel. Who cares if you're negative about something? Who cares if you're sad about something? Who cares if you don't look right that day? Stop apologizing for the way you feel. Just feel it. And if people in the comments are going to go, you're too negative, or, oh my God, is that what you're going to talk about? You're so depressing, then they can go click goodbye and move on. I say the same thing here. If you don't like what I say, how I say it, if I'm not interesting enough, if I'm not young enough, old enough, what have you, bye-bye. No love lost. Anyone that is worth your time will stick around. And that's it for my rant there. I went on too long. Anyway, next one. What's your secret to a successful YouTube channel? Well, I just tied that into the last thing. Be you. I'm successful. I hate that word. I'm successful in the fact that I feel like I've gained a lot more inner confidence because of YouTube. I've become more interested in how I do things and present myself. And for me, it's almost like a diary of things I don't write down anymore. Yes, it's in makeup, it's in couponing, and then there are other things that I want to talk about, and I'm getting gradually there to do that. But I just think that success means being you, being true to that, not copying people, not trying to rope people in with a fake persona, not turning your back on people when they want support, and not trying to buy off your subscribers by every turn of the nation. Oh, let's give something away. I mean, come on. You don't need to do that. Yes, it does mean you have to give back to your subscribers. Of course you do. It doesn't mean you have to do it in every video and every blog and every post you make. Because again, sometimes you overcompensate for something you don't need to. If people like you, they will like you for you, not for what you can give them. Give them you. That's the greatest gift you could ever give anybody. The real, true you. And believe me, you will be successful on YouTube. That's my rant. I'm moving on. All right. And my last question is, who do you tag? I'm going to tag my friend Miss Liz, just Liz, Western New Yorker, however she likes to be called. I say this all the time. Anybody in my subscriber list, anybody who wants to do it, but there are